Lord Chaitanya requested his followers to distribute Krishna-katha. There are two kinds of Krishna-katha. Statements spoken by Krishna himself, a la Bhagavad Gita. If you read Bhagavad Gita, you're reading the words of Krishna himself. You could say a personal text message to you if you read Bhagavad Gita. We should not think that Bhagavad Gita is just for Arjuna. No. Arjuna is just a target. And through Arjuna, he's speaking to us. Because this Bhagavad Gita was spoken just at the end of Dwarapar Yuga, the present age. So it's meant for us to take advantage. I like to give the example. Every day you eat 1, 2, 3 times a day, right? You don't like fast. I don't like fasting days, right? I don't. Oh, good, another fasting day. No, that's for the Hollywood people who want to lose and look like this. They'll do that. So, Lord Chaitanya, he's giving this love of Godhead. We're talking about Krishna-katha. So, things spoken by Krishna that we should distribute. Then the other context of Krishna-katha are statements about Krishna coming from his devotees, and in sometimes his enemies. If you read Srimad Bhagavatam, you will see passages spoken by Krishna's enemies, some of them very interesting. So you can learn both ways. So statements about Krishna is called Krishna-katha. And statements spoken directly by Krishna, that is Krishna-katha. So Lord Chaitanya, he says to his followers, your business is to distribute Krishna-katha. Wherever there's an opportunity, distribute Krishna-katha. So lately, last few months, I have been speaking on Srimad Bhagavatam. Srimad Bhagavatam is that second kind of Krishna-katha, statements about Krishna coming from his devotees. The Bhagavatam is filled with narrations concerning the Lord and his devotees. So there is a very nice verse I recently came across. This verse is in the beginning, right at the beginning, where Shukadeva Goswami is going to speak Krishna Leela. The way Vyasadeva constructed Srimad Bhagavatam is the first 9 cantos is all about what is Krishna, who are his various avatars, incarnations, stories of great devotees. That takes 9 cantos, few hundred chapters. Then when you get to the 10th canto, now you're ready to understand in 90 chapters. In 90 chapters, you will go through the appearance of Krishna that took place 5,000 years ago. In your, I can't say America. Krishna did not appear in America. Krishna appeared where? In your Bharatavarsha. He could go to Canada if he wanted to, or someplace, but he chooses Bharatavarsha. So, the beginning of that 10th canto, there is a little discussion between Shukadeva Goswami and King Parikshit. And this verse is, like you say, a candle. When you have a lit candle, you don't need something else to point it out. It's self-luminous, like the sun. The sun comes out, oh, it's daytime. Simple. So, here's a verse, statement, just in the beginning of the 10th canto. In fact, my spiritual master, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami, when he composed his Krishna book, that was one of the first verses he quoted in his introduction and preface. Nivrittatarshaya upagiyamanad bhavausadach chotra manobiramat ka uttama gunanuvadat puman virajeta vinapashugnat. So this, of course, is the Sanskrit language, considered by some to be the original language of this Mother Earth. And certainly those who are followers of Krishna and Bhagavatam and Gita, they will readily accept that. So, the first phrase spoken here, Nivritta Tarshai. So, Nivritta Tarshai, the whole gist of the verse is who is qualified, or who is someone who will appreciate the message of God, and who would not. Not all people are the same. So this verse is going to address who is eligible to understand God and who is ineligible. So the first statement, Nivritta Tarshai. If I want to be a bona fide, serious candidate to understand God, this is the first order of business. Nivritta Tarshai. I have to become free from lusty material activities. That's my first order of business. I have to be on the progressive path of self-realization. So, as a human being, we'll always be desiring something. As long as you live, you will desire. When you're on your deathbed, perhaps, I've seen it, on the deathbed is when you feel the identity of I want to survive the strongest. You're fighting for every second before just giving up. So Nivritta Tarshai. The first order of business is to decrease the material fever. What do I describe the material fever? I need a bigger house. I need 10 cars. I need another hotel. I need this. I need this. More, more, more. And then sometimes you get it, still not enough. More, more. That means increasing material desires. Decreasing material desires means I'm satisfied. If more good fortune comes, I will accept. But it's not that I'm going to go crazy trying to achieve something that still won't satisfy me in the end. So the first order of business, become free from increasing lusty material desires. Now, there is something in this verse that I chanted, Bhavosadi. or it's actually one word divided into two. Bhava Oshadat. So there is something which is the exact herbal or medicinal thing to cure one from trying for more and more and more material aggrandizement and improvement. There is, because it is a kind of disease, according to Gita and Bhagavatam. This striving for more and more material sense gratification is actually a disease. So there is a medicine, Bhava Oshadat. There is a particular medicine that will cure this thirst for material lusty activities. And I can tell you this from personal example. It's something I realize every day. So what is that Bhava Oshadat? Like, I'm sure some of you take medications for particular ailments. I'm sure I take also. We take medicines, or I also take herbs, vitamins, different things. I want to battle my problems from all sides, not just Western. Of course, I don't tell my doctor because he doesn't believe in anything but Western medicine. So I don't go there with him. But I do side by side. I'm getting good results. So there is a specific medicine to cure this lust for material activities. What is that medicine? It is hearing about Krishna-katha. When you come to the temple and you're hearing from me or from some other Panditji, that message of God is a medicine. It's an elixir. You have in Sanskrit the word amrita, correct? Deathless nectar, the elixir of immortality. Amrita. Mrita means death, right? No death. So there is nectar, spiritual nectar, and it's there in these narrations of Krishna-katha. That's the nectar. That is the medicine. That is the specific medicine. Indeed, once Yudhishthira Maharaj was questioning Narada Muni. It was on the occasion of the Rajasuya sacrifice. So during that Rajasuya sacrifice, Yudhishthira and Narada had a very nice discussion on spiritual subject matters. So we hear the katha. We hear about Krishna, and it is a purifying process. Cheto darpana marjanam, bhava mahadavagni nirvapanam. This hearing of Krishna-katha is a transcendental spiritual process. It's not something you can understand from the material platform, but you have to experience it. You have to allow yourself to come in contact with this spiritual sound vibration. So coming to this temple and hearing the kirtan and hearing the message of Godhead, what's happening to you is the deathless nectar is entering into your heart, deathless nectar, and is curing you of material affection. That's what it's doing. It's curing you from that materialistic lust. That's what this message of Godhead does. It purifies you. It cleanses you. So I was mentioning about Yudhishthir and Narada. And during that discussion, Narada advised Yudhishthir, because Yudhishthir asked him a very important question. Yudhishthir asked the question, "My dear great sage, how can someone like me, a householder, in the midst of money and women and opulence," because the Rajasuya sacrifice, at that time Yudhishthir was emperor of the world. That was the meaning of that Rajasuya sacrifice. He was declaring, with the approval of Krishna, that Yudhishthir has now conquered. He's now conquered and he is king of the world, emperor. So Yudhishthir asked Narada, "My dear Lord, how can someone like me, a fallen he actually used the word fallen householder, and he's Yudhishthir. I wonder how I should think. If Yudhishthir can think of himself as fallen, what to speak of me?" So Yudhishthir asked, "Here I am, sunk in this householder ashram. Is there any way for me to make spiritual advancement?" Why is that question important? I'll tell you. Because there are some spiritual societies, they will tell you, "Oh, you want spiritual life? First give up your family, take sannyas. Then we can talk." There is a school like that, and people accept it. But that is not the process mentioned by Narada. Narada did not tell Yudhishthir, "Yes, Yudhishthir, now you're emperor of the world, renounce it, walk away, go to the jungle, do meditation." Narada didn't tell him to do that. Because Yudhishthir wanted to know, how can I, as a householder, make spiritual advancement? That should be on everyone's questionnaire. Everyone should have that desire. How can I make spiritual advancement in this Grihastha ashram? So Narada said, "Yes. You don't have to change anything. You don't have to change anything. All you have to do is regularly hear Krishna-katha. Same message I'm speaking the whole time. That is how a householder will make spiritual advancement, simply by attending the passages concerning Krishna-katha, either in the association of others or like myself. I spend every day several hours reading Bhagavad Gita, Srimad Bhagavatam. It's like my personal time with Krishna. We should spend quality time. So I do that. And I see the results. How do you think I'm so happy? Because I do this. I spend time hearing and chanting Krishna-katha. There is another verse. Shrinvatang swakatha Krishna Punya Sravana Kirtana Hridyantaksdo hi abhadrani Vidhunoti Suritsatam. This statement is very nice. So, Shrinvatang swakatha Krishna, that's what we're doing. We're hearing about Krishna and Krishna's philosophy. Shrinvatang swakatha Krishna Punya Shravana. It is itself the most pious activities. You could not be doing anything better right now. Right now. You are doing the best possible thing you should be doing. You could be doing many things, but because you came here, what's happening is you have placed yourself in the most auspicious position. It's completely auspicious. And look how nice Radha Krishna look, smiling on us. We are now protected. So, Nara's instruction, Bhagavatam's instructions, they are very consistent. Shrinvatang Swakata Krishna Punya Sravana Kirtana. When heard and chanted in the right atmosphere, which we do have the right atmosphere, everything is very nice and quiet, peaceful. You hear the tambura? Can you hear the tambura? I know you're up front, but you can hear it. That's to set the mood, bring the material fever down. So I become Shan. That tambura is telling you, Shanti. That's the subtle sound. Shan. Sometimes when I'm traveling, like next week, I will travel to Santiago. So many nights I play this tambura sound while I'm on the iPhone, so I just leave it on. And all night I'm hearing this peaceful sound vibration. Shrimrita Swakata Krishna Punya Sravana Kirtana Hridi Antak Stohi Abadrani. Here's the pay dirt. So, Sutta Goswami is saying in this verse, Hridi Antak Stohi Abadrani. Krishna is in your heart. And that form of Krishna in your heart is known as Paramatma, Super Soul. And when he sees that you are hearing and chanting this message of Krishna-katha, when he sees that is going on, he becomes very pleased with you. You'll want to come up to the temple, get the blessings of Panditji. Very nice, very good. But even just sitting in the class and hearing the message of Krishna-katha, Hridi antaksto hi abadrani vidhunoti. He's cleansing. We spoke about that at the beginning. Cleansing from the heart, desire for materialistic sense gratification, lust. So Krishna is cleansing that impure desire from your heart. If you're paying attention to every word, like I see some of you are, then you're getting the full effect. If it's sometimes on the cell phone, I don't know if you're getting this full effect. But, as it says early in Bhagavatam, to hear with rapt attention. Hridiyantaksto hi abadrani, all inauspicious things. Krishna is cleaning from the heart. The more you are hearing his message and his holy name, he's cleansing that from the heart, from the mind, from the consciousness. Hridiyantaksto hi abadrani vidhunoti suritsatam. And this is possible, especially for someone who's very simple and serious. That's the key. To be simple and serious. No agenda with Krishna. Krishna, I'm coming here to do service. Just like now, things in the temple are very much better, correct? There's nice shanti in the atmosphere. And now, did you notice next door what happened? Now the field has been made. And what are we going to put on that field? What are we doing? Oh, not a soccer stadium. A beautiful temple. Yes. That will That will be very nice. A beautiful temple. Glorification of the Supreme Personality of Godhead is performed in the Parampara system. Yes. Here in this temple, our Guru, Srila Prabhupada, is there. I am his disciple, so my message is to deliver this message of Godhead as he taught me, through his teachings, through his ways. That's my job. I'm simply a messenger. So that is the system. From guru to disciple. Disciple becomes himself a guru, takes disciple this way. The chain is going on. So that is the system. To hear from somebody who is in that parampara. Such glorification is relished by those no longer interested in the false, temporary glorification of this cosmic manifestation. Descriptions of the Lord, Shri Sri Radha Raman Bhagavan Ki Jai. Descriptions of the Lord are the right medicine for the conditioned soul undergoing repeated birth and death. So these 3 points we have pretty much covered. But we have not covered the final line of this verse. One more thing before going to the last line. I overlooked this nice word. Uttama Shloka. Everybody say. So this word, Uttama Shloka, is yet another name of God. According to Lord Chaitanya, whose appearance we'll celebrate on March 20th. So, Lord Chaitanya tells us that this Krishna consciousness, God has many hundreds, thousands of names. Lord Chaitanya's second instruction, Nam Namakari Bahuda Nija Sarva Shakti. My Lord, you have hundreds and thousands of names, of which Krishna, Govinda, these are the most prominent. And he said, Nija Sarva Shakti. In these names, all the potencies of God are in these names. They have potency, power. For instance, I was reading the Mahabharata. Arjuna had weapons that he would evoke simply by mantra, and amazing things would come out just by uttering specific mantras. And here we are uttering the greatest mantra, the name of God. There is no higher mantra. Hare Krishna Maha Mantra. Maha Mantra, the great chant, the great mantra. So one of the names of God, everybody say, Uttama Shloka. 2 words, Uttama and Shloka. So this God, Hari, Krishna, he also goes by the name Uttama Shloka. Uttama means topmost, the best, superlative, transcendental. Uttama, Uttama, above the darkness, beyond heaven, Uttam. And then Shloka, verse, description. So Hari or Krishna is such that only very, very select, beautiful, choice verses are used when we glorify Krishna. We don't use mundane language. We use very, very nice, very ornamental, nice descriptions about Krishna and Krishna's pastimes. Now the last line. Puman virajeta vina pushognat. This verse is telling us that there is a particular class of so-called human being that will not appreciate the holy name, will not appreciate Krishna-katha. They won't appreciate it. And there's a reason why they won't appreciate it. It comes down to this word, pashugnat. Pashugnat means, it has two meanings. One is a material meaning, one is a spiritual or philosophical meaning. So the gross meaning, pashugnat, someone who is directly killing animals, that person will not find any attractiveness in hearing the message of Godhead. They can't handle it. Because that animal butchery, that animal killing is so heinous, the reaction is you lose the ability to appreciate God and spiritual life. Because one of the first things to become spiritual, gentle. Become gentle. Become calm. Become peaceful. Become tolerant. But the butcher, the animal slaughterer, the hunter, no attraction for the message of God. No attraction. So that's the material side. But the other side of pashugnat is someone who is committing spiritual suicide.